5 quick surveillance tips. Have you ever returned to a surveillance on the second day and wondered if your subject left after you completed surveillance on the day before? Sometimes that information can be very, very valuable. If the subject is leaving later, perhaps future surveillances should start a little bit later. It's good to have that information. There's a lot of ways that you can figure this out. I know some PIs will use the white or the yellow tire chalk, but that creates other issues and that could compromise your surveillance as you're trying to mark those tires. Now in the old days, some PIs would take an old analog watch and put it up underneath one of the tires. Then when the vehicle left, well, it crushed the watch, and then when the PI came, he could even tell what time that they left. Here's what I suggest. Take a photo or some video of 2 tires. This can be done easily at a distance using your zoom. And then what you do is you note the clock positions of the tire valve stems. The next day, you take another photo or video and you compare. Here's tip number 2, dash cams. I am really surprised how many surveillance investigators do not use dash cams. I have a front one, I have a rear one covering my 6, I even use side dash cams. Have you ever had one of those cases where you're following somebody, you pull into a parking lot, they get a front row parking, your subject jumps out of the car, makes a mad dash into the store, and you are left with nothing? If you pull up your regular surveillance camera, that could easily compromise the entire investigation. But if you're slightly behind them when you have a dash cam, you can just slow down, pull over like you're waiting for somebody, maybe even stop and let them walk past you and let your front dash cam get the video. If you're a little closer to them, you just go past them, pull over again like you're waiting for somebody to come out of the store or you're dropping somebody off, and you let the back camera do all of the work for you. Side cams come in really, really handy. You need to get video when you're parked directly in front of or across the street from your subject's residence. Have you always wished you had infinite power for your camera? I know, I wish I did. I use one of those car jumper starter packs. You know, the one I have has a built-in AC converter, it has USB ports, and it has a 12-volt round lighter or power style plug adapter. Now I leave my camera plugged into that AC converter all of the time. Always charging, it's always powered up, it's always ready to go. Then I leave the window open. I leave the little view screen open. Most cameras, if they are plugged into AC, they will stay on all the time. They don't power off. So you just need to then grab your camera, pull it up, hit the record, and you are ready to go. You can also use a DC power splitter with 3 to 4 DC power plug ports that you can plug into the 12-volt power port on the battery pack. Voila, you have power for all of your dash cams, and they will be powered and running the entire time you are out there. Tip number 4, folks, we all get bored on surveillance. Minutes turn into hours, hours seem to turn into days, nothing happens for long periods of time. Then all of a sudden, boom, there's the subject entering the car. Where did he come from? Or even worse, there she goes, driving off in the car, down the street. How in the world did that happen? No distractions. Tip number 4, keep your eye on the target. So many times I see surveillance video with just the subject entering a vehicle, no activity prior, no walking to the car, no opening the door, just the last few seconds of the subject entering the vehicle. Why does this happen? Complacency, folks, that's why. We, including myself, get comfortable, we get bored, we're comfortable in our routine, we start texting, we start watching videos, we start reading books, we're talking on the phone, we're writing reports, you name it, we do it all. Watch that front door, folks. Watch that garage door. Get that money shot. There may not be a second shot. Tip number 5, stay hidden with blackouts. Go to your local craft store, pick yourself up 4 2-sided black foam core boards. Then you go home, go to your office, you trace the outline of all 4 of your vehicle's windows, and then you cut the window shape out, but just slightly smaller so it'll be easy for you to be able to pop in there. And then you glue some fabric, some string, rope, something to the top inside portions. You can pop those into your window when you're out on surveillance and you are almost completely blacked out inside. Anybody looking at your car, well, they're just going to assume that you have really dark or reflective window tinting. When you're ready to go, you just reach up there, pull those strings, they come falling down, you are ready to go. Cut little holes in the corners. 2 to 3 inches. Doesn't have to be huge. But then you can look out and you can see what's going on around you, and you can even shoot some video. Here is bonus tip number 6. It kind of goes along with number 5. What you want to do is you want to go to your parts store, your discount center, go online, wherever. You get one of those adjustable clothes hanger bars for cars. And then you get some black cloth. And what you do is you take that clothes hanger bar, you run it across the back seat, and you put that black cloth over it like a curtain, and boom, you have a rear blackout. Now, you throw up a sunscreen in your windshield, you are totally blacked out in your vehicle. Nobody's going to see in.